Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
Shoes.
Oh, God.
I did get me some new ones.
Wore your other ones out.
Well, no, dogs. One of them, it's hidden somewhere.
Oh, your dog hid one of your Crocs.
But I had to, these are my house shoes. Like, as soon as I come in the door, I kick off my boots and kick these on.
I have actual house shoes.
Well, these are good because, like, you can, like,
go
I wear
outside
these out in the
too.
wet grass, and it's not going to wear them out.
Yeah. If a fire happened, you could just chunk them out in the fire and be done with them.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't be no great loss.
That's a good, we're rolling in, guys. We're talking about Bobby Lee's shoes. If you've seen the movie Idiocracy, it's the shoes that they wear.
It's my Crocs, man. They're my house shoes. Like, I don't wear them like out in town. Like,
You've never worn them into Nafis, not once.
There might have been a time like during the summer when, like, I mean, I don't see where they're that different than wearing like flip flops, you know. But
Man, now that's a dichotomy there, because it's like I hate seeing a grown man and I hate seeing a dude in flip flops.
And there's lots of people I know that like wear them out in public, and they're like respectable people that I know, and I'm like, you know,
it's just I'm like, you can put a little more effort into your outfit going out.
And it's like if I'm running the grocery store, like, okay, I'm not going to judge anybody for wearing the Crocs.
What if it was like going to the funeral home?
No way.
Somebody wore Crocs in the funeral home.
No way.
Would you be offended, like if you were there, you had a family member and it was for them, and then somebody comes up to you, like bid their condolences, and they're wearing Crocs? What if they had a suit on and some black Crocs, like black socks and everything in there?
If they're just like the standard regular old Crocs, because I don't know, maybe there's like some Crocs that are a little more
they're
dressed
standard
up.
Crocs, but they're black, so they match the black suit.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, what are you doing? Yeah, I mean, are you, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you're right. It's kind of like sweatpants and a t-shirt and a pair of Crocs, like perfectly fine for lounging around the house.
Yes, yeah, I'll give you that. I don't own a pair. Levi got a pair one time for Christmas from somebody, and I berated him so badly he never wore them. And like my mom got them for him, and she was pissed because I was like, as soon as he got them, because I would shit on Crocs so hard all the time, and he opened them up, and I'm like, seriously, Crocs? And Levi was like, yeah, and then he like put them on. I'm like, I hate those shoes, and he would not wear them. My mom was like, that is ridiculous. She got mad. And I mean, I was just like, I don't care. You can wear them. They're just hideous. I hate them.
Well, I don't wear them because they look good. I wear them because they're comfortable and you can just kick them right
Didn't they
on.
make boots?
I think they probably do. I don't know. Like when you like search for Crocs, because I had to order this pair just the other night because I couldn't find one of my other ones.
Yeah.
It'll show up eventually. One of our dogs, and he won't chew them up, but he just, because I always kick them off the door. And like I'll come in and like there's only one of them there. And normally I can just walk around the corner and there the other one is. But like I could not find it. I was like, I got to have my Crocs.
Yeah. Well, Levi never wore his and he outgrew them.
Yeah, well.
So some kid got like a new pair of Crocs because we just passed them down the chain to somebody else.
Yeah. Well.
But it was funny. My mom was mad at me. Guys, hope you've enjoyed. I kind of like the rolling starts like that. I think that's something we ought to start doing.
Yeah, we did not intend on talking about Crocs tonight.
No. Guys, a couple things you need to do. First, you need to leave us a rating and review. And man, I'm going to brag on all of you across the board. Apple and Spotify, guys. Y'all been kicking some butt on the ratings and reviews. I don't know what our heartfelt talk must have really.
Yeah. So those of you out there that still haven't done it, take a moment to do it.
Yes, let's keep this train rolling. We're at like 313 on Spotify. We're at 255 on Apple. I think we should be able to get to 300 on Apple pretty easily. Yeah. So let's keep the momentum going.
Y'all do it.
Pat yourself on the back. You're kicking some butt. And
yeah, y'all check out agzaga.com. It is your online ag retailer. Use the discount code TALKDIRT, all caps, all one word. Check out all the good stuff. Of course, toys are a big thing this time of year. I mean, goodness, Thanksgiving's less than a week away.
Golly, yeah.
That means it, and Thanksgiving being late this year, we got smaller window in that, Christmas season, that
Yep.
officially starts for most people after Thanksgiving. Yeah, check them out. The toys, of course, all the other good stuff. Yeah, do it.
Use that code Talk Dirt, all caps, all one word. Did you watch any of the fights this weekend?
No, so a buddy of mine, our buddy Lee, he was texting me on Friday because I guess he didn't have Netflix and he wanted to watch. He's always been a huge Tyson guy, which I remember. Like people our age, Tyson was a huge deal.
He was
90s.
our Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, in the 90s. I mean, he was just, and I was like, oh man, I knew he was going to fight Jake Paul. I knew it was kind of a gimmick of a fight, which of course I guess that's easy to say after we saw how the fight went. But I looked it up and I was like, they're expected to take the ring sometime around 10 Eastern or 10 Central, 11 Eastern. And I was like, we had a softball tournament in Grenada, Mississippi on Saturday. So I knew I had to get up at like 4:30 Saturday morning. I was like, dude, if it says they're going to fight at 10, that means it might be 10:45, 11 before they actually fight. And then it'll be midnight, and then 2 or 5 people over to watch it. Like, no, I was like, no, man. And apparently it was good that I didn't.
It was, and it was damn near midnight, if I remember. Me and Levi stayed up with me and we watched it. And, which it was hilarious because Levi was up.
I kind of read that Jake Paul, towards the end, was like kind of taking it easy on him.
Jake Paul, well, first, before I get into that, Levi saw Mike Tyson's ass.
I saw those pictures and memes and stuff.
Dude, that was hilarious. His son is interviewing him, and he's like, I love you. Turns around. When he walks off, he's got on like a jock strap or something, obviously, because it's just his bare ass cheeks. And the camera's panned out, and then suddenly you get a couple of seconds of his ass, and it like zooms up and zooms in to like get off of his ass. And Levi, for people that don't know, it's my 6-year-old son. He goes, "What was he wearing?"
So he was definitely watching.
Yes. And I said, I think it's a jock strap. And he's like, what is that?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's exactly. Maybe it was one specifically for boxers, but yeah.
Yeah, because he had the
when
pad
he turns around
on.
and walks off, like he's got you can see it going around his legs. But yeah, Mike Tyson giving the full moon to the audience.
Yes, man.
But yeah, that was one of the takeaways. That everybody talking about how Netflix was lagging.
It lagged horrible. It lagged terrible. And the 2 women that fought before Mike and him was badass.
See, I heard that from multiple people. There was people at the softball tournament, some other dads on the team were like, did you watch it? And I was like, no, I wouldn't stand up. And they're like, one of the prelims, like that was a damn fight.
Dude, them chicks were duking it out. That Pirano, I think her name was Pirano or something. Taylor was the other chick. And Pirano, I don't know how you say her name, but I was blown away because the Taylor chick, she cut the other chick's eyebrow. She would lead with her head, and she would actually end up headbutting her, which is illegal.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
And she's notorious for that, apparently. But, dude, it was like, her eyebrow was split like that far open. Like, it was a huge gash in her eyebrow. And they actually stopped the fight for just a little bit, and the ref called like a doctor. He was like, I want a doctor to look at her eye. And they were like, it's pretty nasty. And he was like, do you want to continue? And she was like, yes. And so she kept on fighting. And the dude in the ring, guys, her cut man would just shove a freaking huge Q-tip in there and like squeeze it. And then he would just glob Vaseline like all in it. And she'd go out there, and the first time she'd get punched, you'd see like the ball of Vaseline fly out, and blood would be they were savages. Mike and them, man, I don't know. My takeaway with Mike was, one, he's old.
Oh yeah,
Roy Jones.
What 58?
Yeah, and dude, that's what one of the guys they were talking about. Like his legs are gone. Like he just he didn't have the legs. He couldn't move around. And I am not a boxing expert, but like he hit Jake pretty hard in like the first round or something. You could tell it kind of. I think Jake was like, whoa. But I don't know this for sure, but I've heard of several things like these clauses in the contract that like Tyson couldn't knock him out and couldn't do this. And so some people claim Mike was holding back. I know Mike seemed like he was insanely exhausted because at one point in the 7th or 8th round, the bell rang for him to go back out, and he just kept sitting on his stool. And then finally, like, he slowly got up and like walked over to him. So it almost seemed like Jake probably could have knocked him out in like the later rounds.
Yeah.
And so I was insanely disappointed.
What some of the stuff that I had read, which I didn't read deeply into it, but it was like, yeah, towards the end, you know, it was just like,
it was a snooze fest, man. Levi fell asleep. Like, he went to sleep.
yeah.
But then the next night,
Jon Jones.
that one redeemed it all. Like, I rented that pay-per-view, man. And Mike Chandler, give him a shout out. He's in Nashville, which he's from like Florida, but he lives in Nashville now. Dude, that guy puts on some of the nastiest fights. But him and Charles Oliveira, they fought. Oliveira's just a monster, and he beat Mike, but Mike was a beast. Mike, he got on Mike's back. I don't know how he survived the submissions. Sorry, guys, y'all are getting like a fight night recap here, but dude, he got on Mike's back, and Mike knew he had lost, but he's such a beast. He literally he stood up with the guy balled up on his back, and he just walks into the middle of the octagon. He just jumps up and just body slams him down and like smokes the dude on the ground. The guy stays latched on, so Mike gets up a second time and slams him again. Like, and that's what Joe and them were like, the amount of strength that this guy has to have to be this late in the fight, this gassed out, and he's literally squatting a grown man on his back and then slamming him on the ground. So
and then getting up and doing it again. Yeah.
Yes. So Mike lost, but it was a good fight. And then, yeah, Jon Jones. I mean, I'll tell you, I hate him. I hate Jon Jones. I think and he even like he gave a shout out to Jesus, very spiritual thing. And hey, I hope he's turned his life around. But like Jon, it just seems like I'm always glad when an athlete gives thanks to God. I'm like, hey man, it's a public platform. That's cool. But Jon like beat the shit out of his wife when she was pregnant. He like is a habitual cocaine user. There's our cocaine reference. So like, oh man, I don't know. It seems this.
See, I'm not a fight guy, and so I mean I don't have anything against it, of course, but I just saw like, yeah, the him giving the shout out, you know, talking about his faith, and then he was doing the Trump dance.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yes, good dude.
Yeah, I mean, but he's he is probably the greatest UFC fighter of all time. Like Mike, or not Mike, but Jon is pretty well the greatest fighter of all time, and his career, hell, he's been hiatus for a while because he couldn't pass a drug test.
Yeah,
he kept failing a drug test, and it wasn't like, oh, he'd pop pot for I think he might have dabbled. I don't know if he took steroids, but
do they get disqualified for even recreational drugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it was cocaine that would bust him quite a bit, and he may have been on some form of PEDS.
I mean, I could understand where, yeah, anything performance enhancing, obviously that's not allowed, but I don't know. I guess I would think they wouldn't even test for recreational drugs.
Yeah, I think they do. But yeah, so that's your fight night. And Jones, he smoked Stipe. Stipe looked old and out of it, and but Jones says he's going to keep fighting. I'll pay. I'd like to see him get clobbered. I did appreciate. I mean, Trump was like, it was basically Trump night at UFC.
Yeah,
they loved him, and yeah, Jones loved him. Went over and gave him his belt, like stuff like that. It's like, man, I wish you weren't such a thug, because I kind of liked the way you acted at the end, but. He's just, man, Jones is just.
Oh, yeah, maybe he turned his life around.
Maybe. I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. Jon,
the Bible's full of imperfect people.
It absolutely is, yeah.
Yeah.
David was a terrible person in a lot of ways, but he was a man after God's own heart.
Oh, yeah. Paul, I mean.
Yeah, Paul.
Maybe no greater example than, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. I hope he has turned his life around, because then I'll root for him if he has.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot of questions to get to. And, yeah, we'll jump in.
There are a couple of news stories, too, but yeah.
You want to do them first?
I don't know, man. Whatever you want to do.
He'll do the news stories first.
Well, you're the one that, okay, I got the one here. So,
Oh, yeah. I forget about the one. Yeah, I'll do it. You go first, and then I'll mention the other
So
one.
this is an article. It's a little over a month old from October. Title: Local farmers hung out to dry after poultry company closes. Which this is kind of an issue, and we need to have a poultry farmer.
We got one that's
point.
going to come on, I think, in December.
Like a big contract grower, like
Yes.
this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because you know
That's my fear of if you get into doing it.
right. The same thing with hogs, because then again, I'm not either.
And whores.
And whores. Yeah, I don't know about whores.
Yeah, whore farming.
Yeah. Is that just pimping? I've heard it ain't easy.
It ain't easy, you know. You got to keep that pimp hand strong. It's hard out here for a pimp. That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, in a lot of these cases, like you build the barns, you have you basically provide the infrastructure and the labor.
Yeah.
And the poultry company or the hog company, they provide you the pigs or the birds, all the feed, and yeah, you take them in, and then when have reached slaughter weight or whatever weight at which you're contracted to get them to, then they come get them, and you get paid based on, I guess, the overall weight gain. And so this is in Wisconsin, and basically what happened, Pure Prairie Poultry, which is it's a mouthful.
Pure Prairie. That is
Pure
like a tongue
Prairie
twister.
Poultry. No wonder they went bankrupt.
Say that 5 times fast.
Triple P. They is a poultry business based out of Minnesota, but with processing plant in Iowa, basically went bankrupt. So there was a lot of growers that had their chickens that all of a sudden they weren't bringing them any feed, and then they weren't taking the chickens back off their hands.
Yeah. So
you got all these chickens, and these farmers, they can't afford to keep them and keep feeding them, especially because now they have nowhere to sell them to, because that's kind of one of the issues. There are no just totally independent growers. Like you can't just, take chickens to the market and say, I got a truckload of chickens, let's auction them off, and, whoever will buy them, Tyson will buy them, or Sanderson Farms or whoever. They've all got these contract growers. And so you would think they just pick up the phone and call like one of those other companies, but I don't know if it's because of disease control or just quality control standards or whatever. They don't have any way to get rid of these birds, and a lot of them are, they're going to go broke if they start trying to feed them themselves. I think it said one farmer, it was costing about $20,000 a week.
Yeah, that's crazy
for feed, which normally is given to them, by Pure Prairie Poultry. And so I've heard. I mean, obviously that was just a company went bankrupt, and so they're just closing up shop, which does kind of piss you off, because you figure they're probably getting off kind of easy, because I don't know what the ownership's like, but they're probably still going to come out financially in decent shape.
Yep.
But all the small guys, the farmer out there doing all the work, potentially losing their ass. Well, and then I think to myself, okay, well, so you get rid of the birds, maybe you break even, you just lose a little. Well, you've got all these barns and everything built. Can you get, contracted with another company now, or do you just now have all these?
because you can't do nothing else with them barns.
Yeah, are these just total, worthless, hunks of metal sitting out there on your property? And I've heard people talk about how, just for other reasons, they could say, well, it doesn't make sense for us to have birds fed in this part of the country anymore. We're done with you guys. And again, you've got all these investments, and what are you going to do with them? I don't know. I guess you could always
make a skating rink or something out of them.
Try to find like another, maybe smaller company that's looking to expand and say, hey, look, I've got these barns, I'm ready to go. I just need birds and feed. But that was, I don't know. Yeah, we need a poultry grower on.
We got a guy. I talked to a guy on Instagram, and I believe he is going to. I think we were going to try to get him in December, and he's like has had a really, the way he talked, it actually more or less saved their farming operation.
Oh yeah,
getting these contracts, and that's the good part. But it's like my fear is I want to know. I would want some sort of protection in place. Well, that if they go out,
our buddy Aaron, one of our first guests, with hogs, and I mean, because you can get financed. You don't need an enormous amount of land. You're not don't need hundreds of acres to put up these barns. I mean, you need a decent plot of ground, I would say. And yeah, I mean, it's easy to put the pencil to it. You can go to the bank and say, hey, look, I need this much money to build these barns. We're going to run this many pigs that are near. We got contract. This will be, the money we get back. That's how, it'll pencil out. But you always, you do worry about that. What if something happens? Then all of a sudden, because it's not like, again, you could just say, well, I'll just start doing it independently. Well, then where are you going to sell your hogs? And that's kind of the example we use in the cattle industry is we don't want to become like the hogs where, I guess it was back in the 90s when you did have independent hog growers and you had, hog markets. You could grow your own and then take them to market. And there was good price there for them. And then just overnight, the market bottomed out. And I don't know all the details of how it worked, but basically just because there's so few companies that are actually killing them, kind of like we have with cattle. Yeah. They were just able to totally wipe everything out. And then, now it's to the point where, most of those barns are full of hogs that the farmer doesn't own. Yeah. And I don't know. And I guess in situations, as long as you don't get, screwed over, stabbed in the back or anything like that by these companies, declaring bankruptcy or just deciding they don't want to put hogs in your barn anymore, you're probably in good shape. But it's kind of a weird thing. Yes, cattle, like I can do anything I want to. I mean, they're my cattle. Like I'm not beholden to anyone. So
it'll be interesting. I'm not sure I'm looking forward to talking to a guy in that arena. The other question, no, let me get out of there. All right. So I asked Bobby Lee before if he ate boar's head meat, and I do.
I don't do the meats so much because I don't eat like a lot of deli meat, but like, our local Nafis, give them a shout out. They've got a little small section over by their deli. They have like some premium, like pickles.
Cool stuff. Yeah.
I have, cause I'm doing this low carb stuff. They make those, little like cured meats. Those are good for me to take like for a snack or whatever.
Interesting.
Little chorizo sausage, like summer sausage type stuff kind of thing. Yeah. So what is Boar's Head? I know their headquarters are like in New York City, so that's always
New York City.
Yeah.
It's like the Pace Picani commercial. Yeah. You might get listeria and die.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty much the gist of it. So they're
from deli meats or
their meat is contaminated.
So this was obviously a real recent story.
Yeah, and like quite a few people have died.
I was afraid it was going to be something political where they were just idiots.
They're putting pride flags actually in the meat.
Okay.
No,
But they've had a listeria outbreak.
They have had a listeria outbreak, and apparently they have shut down. They had like 9 plants, and the one in Virginia was apparently riddled with mold, mildew, and pests. And it said to the point that they actually came in, and I think they had like 69. Nice. They had like 69 penalties when it comes to the health code, and they shut the place down.
I think the health inspector was like, we got 68. Let's find another one.
We got to find one more. There's a roach over there. 69, yeah.
or they got to like 72, and they were like, a couple of these weren't that bad.
Yeah. He's like, no, Greg, you're not going to ruin this number for us. 69. You may not have it happening, but we do. So, but yeah, they hit them pretty hard, shut that plant down.
Yeah, that's awful because that's like they're a premium brand.
Yeah,
like you pay extra for a lot of their stuff.
Well, listen to this. Like, and I know this is not like insane numbers because it's across the country, but it's still kind of crazy to me. So far, there's been 10 deaths reported.
Damn, that is a lot.
I would say, and 59 hospitalizations.
Because there was the whole thing with McDonald's and I don't know if it was E. coli or what, but it was actually just the slivered onions.
Yeah. And Bluebell ice cream, had that thing go down several years ago. They had like a couple of people die from something in there.
Well, a lot of these, you E. coli and you think, oh, it's from like hamburger meat. Now, like a lot of times the E. coli stuff is like
vegetables,
like lettuce. And like I say, it was only quarter pounders because, which I don't eat onions, so I always order my no onions anyway. But but I guess it was the type of onions they put just on the quarter pounder. So, it was the onions. It wasn't the meat at all.
When you hear E. coli, does it make you think of the old Ricola commercials?
No, but I know what you're talking
McDonald's and them, they really, yes, they missed like a really good marketing opportunity to come out and be like, we have E. coli. Like, you know.
I think they were probably hoping it got out of the news. But they didn't want it to go any more viral than it already was. But,
yeah, but no. So, 59 hospitalizations, 10 deaths. I mean, that's terrible.
Well, a lot of times it is because obviously you're buying meat, like those cold cuts, you're not taking it home and cooking it.
Yeah.
And so it's the same reason why I like lettuce a lot of times is a source of E. coli. Because, what do? You don't go home and cook lettuce. You eat it raw.
Yeah. How many pounds of meat do you think they recalled?
Oh, gosh. Hundreds of thousands?
7 million pounds of meat.
Wow.
Dad and I were talking, and he said that he had heard that they were going to go bankrupt.
Well, maybe one of those deals where, they're better off just
getting out of it. Yeah. Now, it says, from what I've read here, like it says, as a result of the breakout, Boar's Head indefinitely closed its plant in Virginia. And they're still going through stuff. But, as crazy as it is, it is gross. It's like, man, damn, come on, man. You're a premium food product, and you got mold, mildew, and pests in there. You got to do better. But the sad part is the town that plant is located in, they said that it's like 700 people in the town and 500 of them worked at the plant. Yeah. So that's going to that's going to pretty much shut that town down.
Yeah.
So it sucks for the town as well. Like you're making, and then I'm not blaming the workers. I don't know who that falls on, but leadership was not in place that was keeping the
management. Yeah. This works.
So, yeah, it's crazy. I'm probably not, I'm probably going to back off a little bit on the Boar's Head stuff.
Oh God, I don't know that I could buy it again. The other day, my wife told me to pick up some deli ham, but I actually, because a lot of their stuff, because you'll see it in the deli, it's in big Boar's Head, but then you gotta get the deli to slice it up. I just grabbed some like, I don't know, the prepackaged stuff.
Oh, back in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just making ham sandwiches or something. But I used to always buy their pickles.
They had good pickles.
Like their hamburger pickles were dang good.
Yeah. Well, now you're going to shit yourself to death if you get them.
I hadn't bought those in a while. The last time I bought pickles, it was some other brand.
Did you ever play Oregon Trail?
You've died of dysentery? I never did, no.
Isn't that, what's the difference between dysentery and listeria?
Oh man,
no, look.
I should know it. Dysentery.
You're a doctor.
I would assume dysentery is a bacterial diarrhea.
You shit yourself to death, but isn't that what listeria is?
Listeria is a bacterial infection. I don't know exactly what the symptoms are. Dysentery is the bloody flux.
Oh, so you poop blood.
Gastroenteritis and bloody diarrhea. But I'm sure it's
Damn. That's a hell of a way to go. Yeah, it's terrible, man. I feel awful for the families because
dysentery is caused by the bacteria Shigella, or the amoeba. So I guess it can be either.
Yeah, man, nothing that I want. So yeah, all right, we're going to jump into a couple of these questions. Sorry, guys. I know that we are behind on questions.
We're just all over the place in this episode.
We are fighting and shitting.
Crocs to, yeah.
All right. Josh writes in, appreciate you guys, the podcast guys. You seem like solid dudes that I would like to sit and have a conversation about farming. Man, we could have a conversation about anything.
We have proven that tonight.
Yes. I'm probably the first listener each week. I'm a dairy farmer, and I'm in the barn by 4 each morning with my earbuds in. Keep the episodes coming. You're the man, Josh. I'm going to tell you, man, dairy workers are probably the hardest workers in the farming industry.
No days off.
Yeah. That's, I like, there's a lot of farming aspects, like we've talked about on previous episodes, that are romantic. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I do not romanticize dairy farming whatsoever. Like, that is hard work. The dudes that do that, I mean, they literally are. You are 100% dedicated to what you're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, especially like the smaller dairies, that are still
not automated and all that.
Well, or just they're family run, and like the family is actually the labor.
Yeah,
I mean, because we used to have some dairies in this area. We don't have any anymore. So I don't personally know any dairy farmers. And like the closest one I would have known recently passed away, our buddy, Mr. Steve. But, just in listening to other podcast stuff in the ag world, hear people talk like, they grew up on a dairy, and for like 30 years, their parents never took a vacation longer than like one night because somebody else would have to, cows get milked twice a day, every day.
Mr. Steve, man, me and him had talked about it. And whenever I'd go, because he was my first person I dealt with at FSA years ago, and he was always like, I was so glad when we got out of the dairy business.
See, and beef cattle aren't nearly that, but because I don't plan on getting out anytime soon, but I'm also, like this weekend, I'm going to duck hunt. And my family's going to be out of town. And so, and we've got a place to stay where we duck hunt. It's only an hour and a half drive, but I'm like, well, I'm going to drive over early Saturday morning, and I really ought to stay Saturday night and come back Sunday. But I'm like, no, I got to feed cows. Like I got steers that are on feed that I'm finishing out. And I mean, and I could get somebody to do it for me, but then it's like, well, I guess that now but like I got the dogs and the horses and everything else. Yeah. Like it ties you down. Now again, it's not like if I was milking cows twice a day every day, I wouldn't be going duck hunting at all.
Yeah. Well, that's what Josh, appreciate what you do, man. Like I said, that dairy is I feel like a very thankless industry, and especially the small dairies. Appreciate them. Well, I do too. I drank the shit out of some milk tonight when I got in. I'm a milk guzzling machine.
I mix my diamatized protein. Shout out to American Made Company.
There you go.
With milk.
Fruity Pebbles.
No, I do cookies and cream.
Okay.
I need to try one of the other ones just because I tried cookies and cream right off the bat, and I loved it so much I can't switch.
Yeah, diamatized is probably the best tasting one there is.
I ate dairy at pretty much every meal. I had some leftover tacos for lunch. Had some cheese and sour cream.
Yeah.
Had cheeseburgers for supper.
There you go.
I mean, I'm gonna eat.
We're supporting the dairy.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Back when I could eat sugar, I loved ice cream.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Josh. All right, Ryan writes in. Ryan, this is the one he said, you guys should talk about this story up here in Wisconsin. Wild, unfortunately sad story in agriculture that hasn't caught the national media like it should have. I am in the dairy industry and row crop on the side and listen every week. This story is important to all of agriculture. If big meat packers / big ag retailers / large integrators can get away with things like this. And that was the one about the farmers being hung out to dry. About
the chickens?
Yep. Ryan, also, man, you're in the dairy as well. Appreciate you. We appreciate all our farmers on here. But appreciate you writing in, and thanks for the support. Okay. Let's get to the next one here. Okay. All right. Man, I meant to get to this one. Like, we're about a month back. Zach. Well, boys, looks like the TCA vice president is taking shots at Corbitt Wall. I just read.
Oh, yeah. He did. I saw the email.
He said, I just read the VP's most recent report in Tennessee Cattle Business Magazine, and he says Corbitt is sharing false narratives that NCBA and its affiliates are pushing for mandatory electronic identification ear tags for cattle. In the article, he also says Corbitt has always played fast and loose with facts to support his narrative. What do y'all think about this? Well, we think that the boys at TCA are gay.
Well, yeah, if you've listened to us very long, you've heard me. I mean, I 5 mornings, Monday through Friday, the first thing I listen to is Corbitt Wall.
And we've had the OG on the show.
Yeah, he's been a guest here.
Yeah.
I don't, and I stay pretty much up on everything, not just through him. And I don't know anything that he has said here. And he actually, they actually ripped him pretty good in the weekly email they send out every Monday, the Monday memo from TCA. And I actually emailed Corbitt about that. I was like, oh, hell, man, it's like you're drawing some ire. But what you got to understand about TCA, Tennessee Cattleman Association, they're like a lot of the state cattleman associations, but not all. I mean, then that If the NCBA says jump, they say how high. Tennessee Cattleman Association is a state affiliate of the NCBA, and again, some states they'll still break out of line from the national group if they don't agree with something in the national group. Tennessee is not one of them. Like literally, they are going to. They're NCBA bootlickers. I mean, that's just being honest. I don't want to say it's not being mean. It's just being honest. That's the way it is. I don't know. I don't know if that's who ultimately pays his salary, or if it's just through membership dues of the TCA. But no, the next time they say something against the NCBA, it'll be the first time, at least the first time since I've been involved as a member. So yeah, I mean, that's par for the course. Now I think Corbitt is one of the few voices out there, or not one of the few, but one of the loudest voices out there that's still beating the drum of the independent cattle producer. Corbitt has a lot of haters because NCBA has a lot of pull, and a lot of people that are gonna have their back, partly because NCBA spreads a lot of money around, does a lot of advertising in different places, and they control a lot of the ag media. That's been a big thing. Change the subject a little bit, like with the who's going to be the new USDA, was it director, commissioner,
Secretary of Ag.
Secretary of Ag, there you go. And a lot of people pointing out, like, Farm Journal and Progressive Farmer and a lot of these kind of the legacy ag media, they're bad mouthing people like Thomas Massey, but it's because
they don't want no cage rattlers.
Well, and they're bought and paid for by the big ag companies that don't want the status quo to change. And so whenever they, I guess it was that Ag Web article, which I guess that Farm Journal.
No, I don't think so.
Ag Web, they're part of. I'll look it up, but they really were very dismissive. Like they were
of Thomas Massey.
They like had all the candidates and Farm Journal.
Really?
Ag Web is Farm Journal.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
But it was like and it of course wants it to be like Zippy Duval, which the American Farm Bureau has not been. That they're going to toe the line of big ag. And pushing them, they're like, oh, Thomas Massey, he's mostly just a libertarian nut job in Congress, not really considered to be a serious candidate.
This is a prime time where you gotta take what you read with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
look at the context of who's speaking
source? Here. Who is paying the salaries of the people that source? Who are the big advertisers there? Yeah, that's the whole thing with the NCBA. All the big cattle magazines and traditional media that a lot of cattlemen consume.
Who owns Working Ranch? That's a pretty cool magazine.
Yeah, and I don't know, because it is a cool magazine, but it might not be as tainted by.
I was gonna say I don't know that I've ever.
It's more of an entertainment magazine than like informative.
I like it. It's a cool shitter read.
Yeah. But all these other like beef magazine, which that's the like
iconic
Drovers.
one.
Well, that's the NCBA's magazine.
I know.
But even like Drovers and all these. Well, look at who advertises in there. It's beef. It's what's for dinner. Like, why are you putting those ads in a cattleman's magazine?
Obviously, beef is what's for dinner with those guys.
But they spend enormous amounts of money on ads. But it's not because, oh gosh, we got to be sure these cattlemen know that they should be eating beef. No, it's we spend all this money with these ads. There's not going to be, editorial columns and whatever, bashing anything that. Yeah. So anyway, I could go off on that tangent every week.
Yep. Zach, thank you, man. Yeah, we're pretty much lockstep in with Corbitt. He's the man. All right, Brad writes in, how funny do y'all think it is McDonald's was suing Big Four Meatpackers 2 weeks ago? Now they have an E. coli outbreak and their stock is down 5.5 points. Sounds like Big Four sent them a message. Great show. Keep it up, Brad. P.S. Check out Cub Creek Pastures on Facebook. That's my farm in West Tennessee. All right, we'll give you a shout out. Cub Creek Pastures. He's got it all one word on Facebook.
Logan will have to check that out.
Yeah, Bobby Lee's living in like 1998 on Facebook there.
But But and that was the other conspiracy theory. There was it was right after Trump did the whole thing at McDonald's. Like, oh yeah, how convenient! Right after Trump's there, they try to smear McDonald's name. But
dude, and the bad thing is we've talked about these big four meat packers, and they got the pull. I mean, they're like a mafia. So if you rattle the cage enough, hell, I wouldn't put it past them to somehow be a part of this E. coli outbreak. And it's like, all right.
Like we already mentioned, it was the onions. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that they would. I mean, that'd be pretty damn sinister for them to like
taint the meat themselves.
Like, yeah, well, or it was the onions, but to like somehow get contaminated onions into McDonald's supply chain.
I would venture to say that the sinister part wouldn't stop them.
Like JBS, I don't think it would at all.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about the amount of money,
but I don't know that it was worth it. Like that's not going to change that law or lawsuit at all, and it's not like that damaged McDonald's. The public perception of McDonald's enough where people are going to dismiss McDonald's coming out and sue them. Because I mean, McDonald's is a big corporate company. I'm not, but I think it is. Have we discussed? Yeah, because we mentioned that a month or so ago. Whenever
about them suing, yeah,
because McDonald's obviously has
it's got some pull power.
Yeah, the pockets and the ability to actually, take the fight to the meat packers. Where there are not many companies probably on the planet that could pull that off, but they would be one who most certainly could.
Well, they need to just unleash Ronald. Let him go kick some ass. Ronald McDonald, the clown.
Yeah.
Let him go dominate. All right, Brad, appreciate you writing in. Yeah, I don't put nothing past those bastards. All right, Trey writes in, hey, Logan and Bobby Lee, Trey here again. Hope your wallet is treating you well. Oh, yeah, he made you the wallet.
Yeah, man. In my pocket right now.
He said, Logan, I still need to get with you for one, but there's this holster company I need to shout out. I will back them up with everything in me. It's called Stealth Operator by Phalanx Systems. I haven't even heard of that one on my phone. I'm using it right now. Yeah, look, that's sharp looking.
Yeah, I got it the tooled. I got it good and broke in now.
I do need to get one. My wallet's getting pretty raggedy.
Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. Which he does a lot of things. I'd said I was, because he said he can do chinks or chaps. Like
chaps would be cool. Assless chaps.
I think they're all assless.
I might without
like
pants.
They're like Mike's.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that generally.
But they're open in the front.
Yeah. It's to protect your legs.
I need some that got the cover in the front. I ain't got. You got to be. You got to be slinging a hammer to go.
I don't know what you're going with here. Like just something for you to walk out of the bedroom wearing when your wife's sitting there on the couch watching TV.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my hat on and the chaps.
There you go, just a hat and chaps.
Nice, man. That's cool. I didn't know he did like chaps and stuff too.
Yeah. I think he can.
Could you do like you know what I always thought would be cool? A leather vest, like an old a leather vest. Wonder if he could do it. That'd be pretty sweet.
I bet he could.
Dude, that's what Trey. Let me know if you can do a leather vest. That'd be cool. I do need to get a wallet though. All right, he said to check out.
You'll wear the vest with no shirt on underneath, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and I like to, if it zips or something, I'd like to zip some of my chest hair up in it. Let it kind of stick through the zipper.
On a leather.
That's true.
Leather vest.
Yeah, that's true. Stealth Operator by Phalanx Systems. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's a holster. Check it out real quick. I don't want to lose where I'm at on here. He said USA made
Stealth
and
Operator.
Lifetime. Yeah, it's the Stealth Operator by Phalanx Systems. PHALANX. USA made and lifetime warranty. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of that. Does it look pretty sweet?
So I'll make sure this is the right one. StealthOperator.com is a holster company.
Well, he says it's by Phalanx Systems.
Yeah,
so there's
search engine immediately brought up that one. So
I bet you it's probably under Phalanx Systems. If you guys have used them, I'll tell you, I use mostly Alien Gear or Crossbreed, which are also both made in USA. But I'm always game to look at new holsters and try out new holsters. So Phalanx Systems, let's check that out. I'm assuming it's Kydex holsters. Can you find it?
Yeah, I can't remember, or I can't determine. Yeah, when you.
Okay, so it is that Stealth Operator.
Yeah, stealthoperator.com.
Okay.
I think that's.
Well, that's sweet. I'll check it out, man. I'm always looking at new holsters to try out. So I will check out those. Dude, that's another one, Trey. I want a legit Miami Vice leather shoulder holster for a 357 Magnum. I got a Colt Python that I need the legit. It'd pair nicely with a retro rifle shirt, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want, Trey. Can you make me one of those? Thanks for being a big supporter of the show, man. Appreciate you writing in. Always write into us anytime. Okay, let's see here. Here's next. Kellen writes in, hey guys, listen to y'all's podcast every chance to get on the farm. I have a cow-calf operation in northwest Tennessee. All right. We have Beefmaster and Red Angus Cross and a few Herefords. Bobby Lee, have you ever thought about getting a Beefmaster bull? I would love to see one on your farm. Eat beef and God bless.
That's right. Yeah. You know, I love the Brahma influence, but also love money. Now, the black hair, that's why we've gone with Brangus bulls primarily. I sat through the sale last week. I mean, no shocker, like black calves bring more money.
The love of money is the root of all evil.
Well, you're right. I mean,
so get that Beefmaster.
No, I think they're fantastic. But yeah, which I know obviously there's a lot of Bos Indicus or Brahma influence in there, but look it up. What's the exact? I'm doing a lot of internet searching. So Wikipedia. So yeah, systematic crossing of Hereford cows and Shorthorn cows, the Brahman bulls. So yeah, and I think those are all. I mean, I've got a lot of Hereford cows.
I was gonna say we see a lot of Herefords around here.
Don't have that. I don't have any Shorthorns, but I think Shorthorns are cool. They do look cool. Yeah, Beefmaster, that they do. Just again, I like that ear.
Does the Beefmaster have a Brahman ear?
Yeah, yeah.
That long kind of droopy ear.
Yeah. They're, but yeah, whether it's Beefmaster, the Brayfords, the Brangus, any of those.
Okay. Yeah.
But a lot of times, yeah, they are more red.
Yeah, that is a bad thing, especially, I mean, I'd say in our area, but it may be everywhere. Just that, like we've said before on the show, the Angus, certified Angus, all that, they have done a hell of a job from a marketing standpoint to making everybody think that their cow has to be black.
Yeah. It's just, and I mean, no doubt Angus beef is good, but the one thing the Angus breed has gotten right more than anything else is just marketing.
Yes.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, maybe.
No, I love Beefmaster. Yeah, but yeah, it's, which I don't get all black calves because
that'd be racist.
Well, right, we're diverse, but of course when you're using black-haired bulls, whether they're homozygous black or heterozygous, you're still going to get mostly black calves, especially if you're having black cows. But like I had a cow the other day, black cow, and I've got two black bulls. She had a red calf. But
well, she been slipping off the fence somewhere.
No, man, that's where the genetics. If you got a heterozygous black bull and then she's heterozygous black, 1 out of 4 calves will be red.
Really?
3 out of 4 will be.
So what do they consider that?
Oh, it's just a red white faced calf, but it is possible for that to happen.
Okay.
1 out of 4 with that.
Interesting.
That exact same pairing. 1 out of 4 will be homozygous black. 1 out of 4 will be red, and 2 out of 4, or half of them, will be heterozygous black. So,
okay.
So 3 out of 4 will actually phenotypically be they'll have black hair. One won't.
That's pretty cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, genetics. Everybody's now falling asleep.
No, man, people like that. Kellen, appreciate you writing in, man. Always like the questions. All right, good. We're caught up to this last one here. Okay, Joseph writes in, what's up, Logan and Bobby Lee? Appreciate y'all keeping me entertained while making long drives for work. Wanted to ask 2 things. Bobby Lee, What do you think is the most profitable path for someone just getting started in grazing cattle? Do you have any experience with solar fence chargers? Just got our old corral cleaned up, installed a 1 joule solar powered electric fence, and hoping to do some rotational grazing with the intent of doing direct to consumer beef sales. Also, Logan, when are you going to get back on YouTube? I'd love to see more content on the farm store produce growing side of things. Appreciate y'all. All right, so you go back up. He asks you, what do you think is the most profitable path for someone just getting started in grazing?
So most
cattle?
profitable path
Is to not get in it at all.
You know, we had done pretty well just grazing the steers the last few years, and then of course I decided last year I'd bought the heifers to breed, and then this year we bought just stocker heifers, and this year was the first year I didn't make any money. Just lost just a few dollars a head, broke even somewhere right in there. Practically saying you could say we broke even, but anyway, didn't lose a bunch anyway. So I mean, next year what we're going to do, because I have one farm that I don't have any mature cows on. Why we turn that grass into money, we're going to, with a combination of my homegrown steers and a few that I've already bought, then we'll buy some others in the spring, probably around 600 pounds. And once the grass is ready, and we'll graze them. I don't know. We've got some other ideas as far as we may buy more and graze them a shorter period of time, because you have so much grass in the spring where you could like double stock them, but only run them for like 3 months. Cause there's some, and I mean, it wouldn't be hard to do a study, but a lot of people will tell you that they do almost all their growing right there early in the year anyway.
Yeah.
And so say you buy them in like March and sell them in June. And because especially if you're fescue based pasture, the grass isn't doing much. I mean, it's enough for them to eat, but they're not really growing, in that summer basically. And then, you might get, pull out everything off there. And then by fall, if you gotten some range, you might, of course that fescue's doing its thing right now again. But yeah, I think the simple answer without getting too far off in the weeds of all the little details, you're buying those calves, from a reputable source, or, buying them a little bigger like we do, trying to avoid, a balling calf, that hadn't been weaned, where you're going to get into issues with death loss. But, 600 pounder, graze them a few months, turn around and sell them. Especially if you're running a big enough group, put together a truckload, that helps. Because you sell them those 50,000 pound load lots, you get a premium. Protect yourself with an LRP program. Contact our buddy William Lee about that. And
yep.
I think that's the simplest way, the easiest to pencil out. And yeah, you should. I mean, as long as you don't have a lot of death loss, you're going to come out, pretty decent most years. You have that LRP just in case something crazy does happen to the market and it bottoms out. You're protected on the bottom side.
Yep. All right. What about you have any experience with solar fence chargers?
I don't.
Bobby Lee hates the environment. He's a cattle farmer. Of course you do.
Yeah. No. And I've used electric fencing very, very, very little.
Yeah.
Now, I would have trouble trusting it for like perimeter fence, but yeah, if you're going to use it to cross fence, oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, if one or two get out, or heck, if the charger goes bad and they all get into the other part of the pasture, one afternoon on you, it's not that big of a deal. You just run them back in. But yeah, a lot of people, especially that do that high intensity grazing or mob grazing, where they, they're
rotate them around a bunch.
Moving them like once or twice a day. Greg Judy, what's the name of his Green Pastures Farms? They're on YouTube. Big into like regenerative grazing stuff. That's what they do. But of course he's got several guys, I don't know if it's his boys or young guys that help him. Yeah, they roll that fence up and move it, twice a day or once a day, whatever.
Man.
And yeah, for doing something like that, yeah, you'd have to have, because you can pick up and move that fence real quick and easy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think there is a real place for it there. My farms are all like permanently cross fenced. I don't have the time myself or the manpower in terms of hired help to do the, you're rotating them, twice a day, that sort of thing. But if you do, like there are there's plenty of folks like Greg that have proven that there are some real benefits to doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome, man. And you asked me, when are you going to get back on YouTube? Man, hell, I don't know.
I'd watch.
Well, I've tried.
I think I watched every video you've ever put out.
Well, man, I appreciate that.
I also hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, that's, hey, you watch, we had somebody earlier that said eat beef and God bless, so they watch. Yep. Y'all better be hitting the thumbs up when you watch Hurricane Creek.
Leave a comment. That helps that algorithm.
Yep.
Got to pump those numbers up.
Yep. I don't know. I actually videoed one about a week ago, and then I was like, nah, I got to figure out if I'm going to get back on there, I got to make it different. That's some of
the ones you don't think are that good are the ones that end up taking off.
I know.
Which is annoying.
Because then the ones that I think are going to do really good, they're very mediocre.
One of my craziest videos as far as I thought, like, this is some cowboy shit. Like, this was awesome. Like, did nothing.
Yeah.
Like, just an average video for us. Like, you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The ones that sometimes the ones where I would, like, really nerd out on, like, editing and making it look really good and polished. And, I had the planner faded out into this and, like, did it. But I had it kind of overlap. It looked really cool. And it just did so mediocre. I'm like, man, this just ain't worth the time. That's the problem. Like, I'm not saying I do plan to get back on YouTube, but I ain't decided just exactly how yet. So I don't know, man. I can't give you a date, but you
just got to do it.
Yeah. I do appreciate you writing in. Appreciate your support. And like I said, guys, for right now, I think we're caught up on questions. Sorry. Yeah, it took us a little while to get to some of them. But, guys, we always appreciate your questions. Go to talkdirtpodcast.com, contacts page, and you can submit your questions on there. That is where I really, really urge you to do so because it stores them in the emails. We have people write us on Facebook and Instagram, and we love that. We love to hear from you guys, but I'm not very good at keeping up with those.
Yeah.
And I've got some I think I need to respond to right now, and they might even be like a couple of weeks old. So I'm not great at those, but if you comment or write it on our website, it puts it in my email, so it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were originally going to have a guest tonight.
Oh yeah.
But we'll have more guests. So I think you put that question out there, like, and hey, y'all leave a comment or respond to us. Guest episodes versus these where it's just us talking. Which do you prefer? Do you like us kind of doing like we have been, which is hey, you never know what you're going to get. We might have a guest, might not. Kind of mix it up. But getting a guest here is more because we obviously love to have a guest in studio. Not that we're opposed to doing a remote one, but it's a lot of moving parts.
It is.
There's a minimum of 3 people that have to make their schedules line up, and sometimes 4, if it's a dual guest episode.
Yeah.
And everybody's busy.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough, and in studio is just, man, that's just it's the funnest way to do it. The conversation flows really easy because you're hanging out and you're right there. But we do want you guys. We want y'all's feedback. Let us know any critiques you have. Like, we're putting this out there. Comment on YouTube or send us an email. We want y'all's feedback because we love doing the show. But I mean, we take this very seriously. Like, we're like over 3 years or something now into this show.
Yeah, we are.
We're 160 something episodes. Statistically, we are in like the very, very top, less than 1% of podcasts that is still going.
Right.
Most fail.
Have we missed a single week ever?
Man, if we did, it'd have been like way early. I mean, we are
because we've never. I don't know that we ever had one where.
I don't know. I don't know that we've missed a week because I think we might have missed 1 week, and I just put in a thing like, "Hey guys,"
I'm trying to remember. It had been very early on where we just something happened. And I remember like there's been a couple times where I've had to do it remote because just extenuating circumstances.
I would say in the last 2 years we have not missed a drop, a week in literally over 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we put our farm work ethic into this podcast, and hope you guys really enjoy it. And that's why we ask, like, critiques. If you got anything you think would make the show better, because we only plan to continue to move this ship upwards. We just want to keep pushing the envelope. And that's why we ask for the ratings and reviews, because that helps the exposure of the show. The more exposure we get, the more we can really push the edges. I mean, I've always said, like, I want us to get this show big enough that we can rattle cages. Like,
oh, yeah. Well, that's how you know Corbitt's doing a good job.
Yep.
Because he's getting people's attention.
Yes.
But, yeah, I hope they're sending out a Monday memo about us one time.
Yeah, they're like, these two goober heads.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
And they might be right. But, no, hey, you know what? We need to do another contest or giveaway.
We do. We do.
Need to be thinking about what goal we want to reach to get there, and then yeah, you guys write in. That's nothing. Let us know what you'd be interested. You know, just like the little prize package.
Yeah.
Do you want to come on as a guest? Hey, we'd love to have you. Even if you don't have any farming experience, we don't care.
Yep, we don't care. We can talk about anything.
Crocs, UFC, celebrity boxing matches. I don't know, what all have we talked about tonight?
A lot. We're headed into World War III.
Yeah, that's a wild story. Speaking of which, yes, it seems kind of wild that we got a lame duck president like making those kind of decisions for us. But
yeah. So I got two.
We start off with two words: made in America.
All right.
That's all those bombs that we're letting Ukraine,
Yes.
long-range missiles. That's what
Made in America.
Putin's saying, made in America. What the hell's this shit?
Yeah. So I'm going to give two tonight. First one is a shout out to a previous company.
All right.
That's the Montana Knife Company. I got the shirt on tonight. Have you seen their like daggers that are coming out?
For like stabbing people?
Yes. Have you seen these?
I think I did.
Dude, they are pretty
I
sick
thought they'd
looking.
already come out.
I think they dropped this. Did they drop this week?
Like, it's totally a self-defense knife. Or, I
yeah.
don't know that you call it a knife.
Yeah. Deadgummit. I'm trying to look them up. They're so insanely shadow banned that I can. That is ridiculous. I'm trying to look them up on Instagram. And
What'd you see? And it was a company they've actually collabed with, the Bearded Butcher. I mean,
did they delete his account?
Yes, he got it back though somehow. I guess there was enough outrage. I mean, they have like 1 million YouTube subscribers, and he may have even had close to 1 million on Instagram.
Yeah.
And his Instagram got deleted by Meta or Facebook or whoever owns Instagram. I guess because they're using a lot of knives, but like literally they're just butchers. Like they just cut up meat. Like they're literally teaching you a practical skill. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing violent about it at all.
It drops, actually, well, when people listen to this, it will have dropped. Because it drops Thursday
I'm
night.
about to say their drops are usually on Thursday because we're recording on Wednesday this week. A lot of times we're recording on Thursday.
Yeah.
And it's
At that Thursday night.
About the time I'm getting ready to come over here, they're dropping a new blade.
Yeah. Well, they're called it's a stiletto dagger, and it is sexy, man. Like I want one of these things. Just look how bad to the bone these things are.
Well, I'll
Man.
the reason we're recording tonight is I have a continuing education meeting tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and I'll be sitting there tomorrow when this drop happens, and I'll be bored as shit. And there's a 4 to 6 meeting, and I think we have dinner, and then there's a 7 to 9. And so usually what I do at this one for the 7 to 9, I've got a little flask.
Nice.
Because they usually have a bunch of coffee and sweet tea and stuff in the back of the room.
Yeah.
So I'll get my glass of iced tea and just pour the tea out.
And order you a stiletto dagger.
Pour the bourbon in, and like,
Nobody knows.
bourbon, sweet tea, it looks all the same.
Yep, it does. And you're going to buy a dagger. Y'all checked it out. I saw that and I was like, ooh.
Okay, that one is different.
Yeah, that one, man, that thing is sick looking.
What I thought it was one they had that was more like the what is Oh shoot, half-face blades. Call that one that they've got. It's like for
A karambit, or are you talking about a cardiac spike?
yeah, cardiac spike.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the cardiac spike. No, this one's a stiletto dagger. I mean, and I have one of these when I was like probably 18, 19.
You were such a damn badass.
I just love weapons. But it's a cheap knife. It wasn't like it's not a made in USA. I don't think. It may be a Gerber. I don't know. But I don't think Gerbers are made in USA.
I don't think any of those brands like that are. Not anymore. They probably were at one time. And I'm sure they got bought out.
But that's the exact style of the one I got. I got a little bug out bag and I got it in there.
How big is it? I want to see, like, for reference.
Oh, man. I'm sure it's got it somewhere in there. But
because it's made for carry, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of military intentions. Like, I think it's kind of what they're going for. Military, tactical intention.
Well, they've kind of, because, of course, they drop a new blade, like, maybe every other week.
Something, yeah.
Like a new one, not just them doing a rerun or more production of a current blade. And so they're expanding out into more tactical, because obviously hunting knives was kind of where they got their start.
Yeah. I like these
hunting knives, culinary knives, and then now they're doing more of the tactical stuff.
Yeah, I'm game with it because, like, there's, in the farming world, let's say a guy rents some ground out from under you. This one looks like,
how are you going to tie this into ag?
I'm not telling you to go stab the guy to death, but I'm telling you that this looks like it could penetrate a tire pretty good. Like, in Montana Knife Company, their knives are really stout. So, like, I'm going to say you could slash the hell out of some tires with this knife if you had to. And actually, and while I'm on the topic of revenge, let me share with you this thing real quick about revenge. This is like one of the best things I've ever heard.
While you're looking at, I actually carry their. I had the mini Speed Goat.
Yeah.
Of course, fixed blade knife. They keep kind of teasing they might do a folder at some point.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be
cool.
a matter of time before they do, because again they're making new blades nonstop. But it's pretty good. Like, I can carry it in my pocket and it's pretty well concealed, especially if I got a untucked shirt or a jacket or anything on. And that sucker, yeah, it is sharp.
Oh, dude, their knives are razor blades.
It weighs absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. The Speed Goat was the first one I ever bought of theirs. All right, speaking of revenge, I got to play y'all this clip real quick. So this is from a parody podcast, basically. I don't know if it's actually a podcast. They just made a clip that looks like it's from a podcast, but it says this is on the best revenge.
A lot of people say the best revenge in life is success. But if you just go out there into the world and crush it, that'll get it. That'll show them.
Yeah.
Wrong.
That's a loser mentality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The best revenge is to actually follow someone when they leave their work.
Okay.
You're in your car and you follow them, and when they're walking down their street towards their home, you mount the curb.
Wow.
And you actually mow them down. And when they bounce off your windshield and are laying on the ground struggling to breathe, you go up and lean down and whisper in their ear, "Gotcha."
I mean, that's just a much more satisfying way to get revenge than becoming successful.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's fantastic.
The piano music kind of overwhelms it. Like,
It's very loud.
I could still hear what he was saying, but you could barely.
Well, I think the board was kind of bringing it out a little bit because it was. I didn't remember it being so loud, but yeah, basically.
So the best revenge is basically to kill them.
Yes. So
okay, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not recommending that. But
yeah, but in a very ultimate factor, to kill them is probably the best revenge.
Yeah, factually being correct, yes, to kill them, to run them over, and then whisper in their ears they're laying there taking their last breath. Gotcha. That's pretty complete revenge.
Yes. I had another company that we've not done before, I'll do it. This will clean things up.
We need to save these.
Okay. All right. I will. Yeah. Y'all get you the Montana knife. Let me know if you get it.
No, Montana. Well, yeah, go ahead and do one because Montana knife's the old one. I'm sorry.
Okay. And this one's clean. I do want to preface, if you do murder someone with a knife, do not tell me about it because I don't want to be an accomplice to murder. This one is not nearly as cool at all like Montana knife companies, but it is made in USA. And Marcy was she pointed this out to me, and I was like, okay. So she has gotten into the Made in USA thing pretty heavily now, too. And she's also, like, kind of getting into the granola stuff, trying to get away from some of the chemical things. And
RFK got to her.
He did. And I'm here for it. And she said she said, I'm trying out some laundry detergent that is made in USA, and it has none of the like harsh chemicals and all that in there. And dude, I got super dirty recently because I cleaned the combine, which is just the worst job ever. And cleaned it up, man. It's filthy as crap. She's been using now for about 2 weeks, and man, it smells awesome. And it's
washed all your deer hunting clothes in it.
Probably. But it's called Trulyfree. Trulyfree, Trulyfree Laundry Wash. I think they make other things as well, but it is like a chemical-free kind of. It's non-toxic, signature scent, powerful, sensitive for sensitive skin, baby safe for Sarah and them. Sarah, you could try this out with your baby, but it smells really good. It is kind of similar scent to like Tide, and it's just supposed to be it's free of harmful chemicals like chlorine.
Trulyfreehome.com.
Yep. Trulyfreehome.com. And you get one jug that you add the refills to, so you're not continuously having to get jugs.
Yeah, because like a lot of those commercials, like most of it's just water anyway.
Yep. So I can attest.
Why don't they just sell just the powder that you sprinkle in there?
Well, I think now they do.
Okay.
Like they got the refill, but your first time you buy, you get the little jug.
But I'm just saying, why do you even need to put the powder in the jug? Why don't they just say the powder? Because the washing machine fills up the water anyway.
Well, you got to mix it in the jug.
Well, why do you have to do that? Why can't you just put a little sprinkle in each load?
I don't know, like they used to do, the old powder.
Well, I mean, some people still do it that way.
Do they?
Yeah.
I ain't washed clothes in a long time.
No, I do all my own laundry.
Do you? I ain't done a load of laundry in probably 8 years.
My wife's, for all you young guys out there, you always say you don't want to set the bar too high when you marry one. Like,
did you start washing clothes?
Well, no. I'm kind of going the other direction. Like, you go hunting. Well, my wife took that approach too. She's like, I'm just going to do such a terrible job at his laundry that he'll never. My wife knows how to do laundry, but she was bad about. She would like leave the clothes in the dryer for like 2 days.
So they get sour smelling?
Well, or they just be wrinkled as hell.
Oh,
like they'll be dry.
Oh, so she'd dry them and leave them.
Yeah. And I was like, I appreciate you doing my laundry, but like, so then it was like, she's like, I'll just iron it. That's what she always says. So I would like just put all my stuff like.
And it would never get ironed.
Right. It would be in like the iron pile. And like 6 months later, I was like, I'm out of clothes because everything as it gets washed just goes to the iron pile and never gets ironed.
Looks like a garbage sack whenever you try to put it on. It's so wrinkly.
So I do all my own laundry now.
Dude, I
do a lot of the kids' laundry. She does more of the kids' laundry than I do.
I've never done the kids' laundry, ever. I've never done that. Only laundry I've done.
She does a lot more of she does all of hers and she does most of the kids, but I do some of that.
In 10 years, Marcy and I have been married 10 years in January. In 10 years, I have probably I bet I've done 12 loads of laundry. That includes my own pants occasionally. And I think some towels. I've washed some towels.
Yeah. When she does all the towels and the bed linens and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do all my own.
Oh man, I wouldn't know what to do. But yeah, Trulyfree. Check them out. Guys, we appreciate you kicking ass on the ratings and reviews. Keep it up. Let's keep this train rolling. Again, send us some critiques, anything you got for us.
Hey, and let us know, like, with holiday season coming up, y'all want us to do, like, some holiday special episodes?
Yeah, let us know that.
I know we did favorite Christmas movies a couple of years ago, but anything specific, like Christmas traditions, Christmas movies.
Krampus.
We probably ought to do one like breaking down like Christmas. I mean, I was tied into ag, like best Christmas meals.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because I'm a big anti-turkey guy, even for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a turkey hater. I like a deep fried turkey.
And you like a deep fried turkey compared to a baked turkey.
Yeah, but we won't get into this debate yet.
If you've got fried chicken or fried turkey, which one are you going for?
I don't know. If my dad has deep fried it,
Your dad makes a damn good deep fried turkey.
I would go for his deep fried turkey over a piece of fried
chicken. On
chicken.
my mom's side of the family, my cousin David is frying turkeys. They will be really good.
Are they juicy?
Yeah, he does an excellent job.
Yeah,
but I guarantee you, if he fried chicken, it'd be even better than fried turkey.
What if he fried beef?
You know, it'd probably be better than fried turkey, but it probably wouldn't be. But we'll get into that one later. But
there's a teaser.
I've told the story about how one year they were like, somehow I got in charge of the turkey. They're like, can you fry the turkey? I said, yep. I called Gus's.
And just got fried chicken?
They got the biggest family platter of fried chicken. That was the best damn fried meat we'd ever had at
Did anybody bitch about it?
A couple of people said it was too spicy.
What?
I was like, you've got to be shitting me. For our people that live right out here in West Tennessee, you've eaten Gus's fried chicken.
Yeah.
And it has a little kick to it.
But it ain't too spicy.
Like, ain't nobody ever eaten it and been like, oh, it's too spicy. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were just a little bit salty that I didn't do the turkey.
Yeah.
We eat turkey once a year for a reason. It's because it ain't that damn good. All right, that's it.
All right, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, because we won't talk to y'all again until I guess Black Friday.
Yep. And y'all go to exaga.com, get ready, get your Christmas stuff, get the kids some toys. I don't even remember. We may have already mentioned them again. I don't know if we did or not.
No. We just mentioned them at the top. So, yeah, y'all know, though. Y'all remember.
Yeah.
Talk Dirt, all caps, all one word. The toys, all the good stuff.
10% off.
Yeah, you can buy any of the stuff. It is Christmas season, so we're going to talk about that a bunch.
Yep.
See y'all next week.
Later.